Hi everybody. We're in between rain, so I need to record my video while I've got a chance. So get ready for this week's video. Hi everybody. I've been debating all day what am I going to talk about today? And so I've decided to talk about a thread that was posted in our private group on Facebook a few hours ago by Barris Bartlett. And he asked a question, and I was tagged to comment, and I actually didn't comment. But I was tagged to comment on it. And so I guess this will be my comment. All right, Barris's question was, how does one arrive at truth? I think, first of all, because I have read through the threads, a lot of people jumped in and replied right away. And it got a little off tangent. The question is, how does one arrive at truth? And there were several answers. Some of them said, you got to take the history of the evidence and see how that compares against this and that. And some people just blurted out, the Bible is the truth, and other things like that. And of course, I'm more focused on the question, how does one arrive at truth? And for me, I remember when I came to arrive at a lot of things that I found truth in, and what I can better say is I found out what wasn't true. It's a wonderful experience to find out when you've been believing something all along, and it turns out it wasn't true, or the exact opposite was true. Let's say your father was taken from you in the middle of the night. Both your parents were, and you were a baby, and you were told that your parents were killed. And then you find out later that actually they were in prison and they've just been let out and now they're alive. But you'd been believing all your life that they had been killed. Now you know they're alive. I mean, it's so wonderful to find out what you were believing all along was a lie. And for me, when I started arriving at truth about the gospel and what is the gospel truth, um, been believing what I'd been taught all my life, that it's through Christianity, through my Catholic upbringing, and then of course in my evangelical days, that the currently accepted Christian message of you've got to accept Jesus to receive the gift and receive faith, grace, and to receive salvation, and you've got to do right because all your deeds are going to be held against you at the judgment of the world, which was a future event, and everything else. And when I embarked on finding out what really was the truth of the gospel, I really was in such a place where I had to know the truth no matter what. And how I actually was able to arrive at truth was I didn't care if finding out the truth about the gospel and what's really, really true, I was prepared to do it knowing, believing that I could be even more miserable, that I would be totally miserable if I find out the truth. But I told myself literally, I don't care. I got to know. And so I'm sticking with this. I'm sticking on this path. I don't care if I end up miserable. Well, actually, the opposite occurred. I did not end up miserable, but I did find out a lot of the things that I was believing turned out to be the actual opposite of what the truth of the gospel was. And all the fearful things that I was taught to believe, and all the things that I was taught you have to do to receive God's grace and mercy and salvation, I found out that that it wasn't true. At least it wasn't true according to the Bible that people told me it said it was in that Bible. I found out that no, it wasn't true. So how do you arrive at truth? You've got to be prepared to find out what you've been believing is not the truth. That's how you arrive at truth, is being prepared for it. All right, folks.